Hey people, good to see you all. Today I just want to weigh in on the recent major update, Update 173 with the Grey Sniper skill and 1 down to death sentence change. This is more like a semi-video log and update on the loud tricks I have up my sleeve. So with this update, some things have changed in loud that has made some of my previous tricks obsolete, like the Fate manipulation and Sentry trick. Regarding my thoughts on the update, I won't be doing a critique or reaction to it. I just want to talk about how it affects and changes my approach to death sentence. But before that, let us talk about the outdated tricks. So, Fate manipulation. What has changed? Well, actually nothing major changed. No mechanics update or whatsoever. If you remember how this trick works, it requires keeping 7 assault enemies alive, and the Fate assault phase will run its full course of 6 minutes. What Overkill did was to change this minimum amount from 7 assault enemies to 50. Wow, 50. That's like only achievable by playing with 3 human players or a full crew of bots. Even so, we'll have to leave most of the enemies alive to prolong Fate, which is practically impossible and not worth our time. So for a solo player like me, the assault phase will end even if I hide somewhere and do nothing. Similarly, the Sentry trick is affected, though not completely. It still gets enemies stuck, but due to the minimum Fate enemy count of 50, the assault will still end. So it's still usable, just not as effective as before. So with Fate manipulation obsolete, and with my preference of playing in armor and no DLC, I have a few directions I can go from here. 1. Brute Force, which is what the majority is doing. Exploit Swansong, Medic Bags, Inspire and whatnot to do objectives. I won't be doing that. Second, Payday the Heist old school style, which is to only do objectives during assault breaks. This is not practical as Zeal Heavies can snipe you from across the map, and besides, the assault break is practically non-existent. Also, compared to Payday the Heist, enemies can't steal bags, they can't interrupt drills, only certain special objectives, so no, this is also not the way to go for me. Last direction, which I will be taking, is to go heavy on the exploits. To shamelessly use every trick I have up my sleeve to exploit the game, break the AI and whatnot. I understand this may be lame and boring for some of you viewers, but why would I want to do the same as the majority of everyone else on YouTube? So I'll just be the alternative gameplay channel then. And so that's what I feel about the update. And to win Death Sentence 1 down, here are the remaining tricks I have. Assault Size trick, to set the enemy limit to 1 player size regardless of player count, which doesn't work for a solo player like me. Sentry trick, still works, gets enemies stuck, but takes up a deployable slot, so I will consider it based on the map. Kiting, which is harder to do now since enemies walk faster after the update, and is also map dependent. Camping or hiding spots, places where enemies can't path in or it's harder for them to, so I can hide out the assault wave. This is great to know, especially if we are the last man alive on the crew and we need to survive the assault. Map exploits. Obviously this is map dependent and requires extensive research and knowledge on the map scripts and triggers, like when an infinite assault occurs and whatnot. Lastly, Fate Manipulation 2.0, which I did in my Transport Harbor gameplay. I haven't shared that yet, but I will soon. This is actually exploiting the drama mechanic to keep Fate going indefinitely. So yep, in closing, my gameplay will be different from before. Hopefully it will still be entertaining, informative and not too boring for you guys. Thank you all for watching and staying on my channel. I really appreciate it. See you guys soon.